Wind 170 at 6. Landing runways 34 right, 34 left. Departing runways 34 right, 05. Transition level 140. Advise on initial contact, you have information, Papa. Tokyo, Haneda, Airport information, Papa. 0053 Zulu. Wind 040 at 4. Temperature 17. Dew point 10. QNH 1022. Wind 170 at
Testing
6.
one.
Landing runways 34 right, 34 left. Departing runways 34 right, 05. Japan Air 909 Heavy, IFR to Naha Airport. Japan Air 909 Heavy, Tokyo delivery, expect runway 34 right, Laxus for departure. Squawk 1701. Laxus for departure. Squawk 1701. Japan Air 909 Heavy. Japan Air 909 Heavy, read back correct. Contact ground 121.7 when ready for pushback or engine start. Ground 121.7 when ready for pushback or engine start, Japan Air 909 Heavy.
Alpha Wing 55, request IFR clearance to Miyazaki.
Alpha Wing 55, Tokyo delivery, expect runway 34 right, Laxus for departure. Squawk 5333.
Laxus for departure. Squawk 5333. Alpha Wing 55.
Alpha Wing 55, read back correct. Contact ground 121.7 when ready for push or start.
Ground 121.7 when ready, Alpha Wing 55.
China Eastern 576 Heavy, ready for ISR clearance to Q-Down.
China Eastern 576 Heavy, Tokyo delivery, expect runway 34 right, 9 ox for departure. Squawk 2751.
9 for departure. Squawk 2751. China Eastern 576 Heavy.
China Eastern 576 Heavy, read back correct. Contact ground 121.7 when ready for pushback or engine start.
Ground 121.7 when ready for pushback or engine start. China Eastern 576 Heavy.
United 107 Heavy, request IFR clearance.
United 107 Heavy, Tokyo delivery, expect runway 34 right, Laxus for departure. Squawk 2750.
Laxus for departure. Squawk 2750. United 107 Heavy.
United 107 Heavy, read back correct. Contact ground 121.7 when ready for push or start.
Ground 121.7 when ready. United 107 Heavy, have a good day.
China Eastern 576 Heavy, Tokyo ground, pushback and engine start approved. Face northeast.
Pushback approved. Face northeast. China Eastern 576 Heavy.
Alpha Wing 1892, gate 67 taxi via Alpha, Whiskey, Juliet, Echo.
Gate 67 taxi via Alpha, Whiskey, Juliet, Echo, Alpha Wing 1892.
Alpha Wing 1892, hold position for traffic. I'll call you back.
Hold position for traffic, Alpha Wing 1892.
China Eastern 576 Heavy, ready to taxi to the active.
China Eastern 576 Heavy, runway 34 right taxi via Papa, Lima, Papa 4, Lima, Alpha, Whiskey, Golf, Charlie. Hold short runway 34 left.
Runway 34 right taxi via Papa, Lima, Papa 4, Lima, Alpha, Whiskey, Golf, Charlie. Hold short runway 34 left, China Eastern 576 Heavy.
All Nippon 19 Heavy, at stand 68, request pushback.
All Nippon 19 Heavy, Tokyo ground, pushback approved. Face northeast.
Pushback approved, face northeast, all Nippon 19 Heavy.
Alpha Wing 55, contact Tokyo Tower 126.2, bye-bye.
Over to Tower 126.2, Alpha Wing 55.
Japan Air 909 Heavy, contact Tokyo Tower 126.2, have a good day. Contact Tower 126.2, Japan Air 909 Heavy. Alpha Wing 1892, continue taxi.
Continue taxi, Alpha Wing 1892. All Nippon 19 Heavy, taxi for departure.
All Nippon 19 Heavy, runway 34 right taxi via Echo, Charlie.
Runway 34 right taxi via Echo, Charlie, all Nippon 19 Heavy.
Japan Air 23 Heavy, ramp 152, request pushback and engine start. China Eastern 576 Heavy, cross runway 34 left at Lima 4. Continue taxi via Lima, Alpha, Whiskey, Golf, Charlie.
Cross runway 34 left at Lima 4. Continue taxi via Lima, Alpha, Whiskey, Golf, Charlie, China Eastern 576 Heavy.
Japan Air 23 Heavy, Tokyo ground, pushback approved. Face northeast. Pushback approved, face northeast, Japan Air 23 Heavy.
United 107 Heavy, request push and start.
All Nippon 19 Heavy, hold position for traffic. I'll call you back.
Hold position for traffic. All Nippon 19 Heavy.
United 107 Heavy, Tokyo ground, pushback and engine start approved. Face southeast.
Pushback and engine start approved. Face southeast. United 107 Heavy.
Japan Air 43 Heavy, at stand 111, request pushback. Japan Air 43 Heavy, Tokyo ground, pushback approved. Face northwest. Pushback approved, face northwest, Japan Air 43 Heavy. Japan Air 23 Heavy, ready to taxi to the active. Japan Air 23 Heavy, runway 34 right taxi via Papa, Lima, Papa 4, Lima, Alpha, Whiskey, Golf, Charlie. Hold short runway 34 left. Runway 34 right taxi via Papa, Lima, Papa 4, Lima, Alpha, Whiskey, Golf, Charlie. Hold short runway 34 left, Japan Air 23 Heavy.
Cockpit to ground.
This is ground. Stand by.
Japan Air 43 Heavy, request taxi. Japan Air 43 Heavy, runway 34 right taxi via Victor, Papa, Lima, Papa 4, Lima, Alpha, Whiskey, Golf, Charlie. Hold short runway 34 left. Runway 34 right taxi via Victor,
sir.
Papa,
Bypass
Lima,
pin is
Papa
installed.
4,
All
Lima,
doors and
Alpha,
hatches
Whiskey,
closed and all
Golf,
ground
Charlie.
equipment is removed.
Hold short runway 34
Parking brakes are
left,
set.
Japan Air 43 Heavy.
Parking brake set. Lifting the aircraft.
All Nippon 19 Heavy, continue taxi.
Continue taxi.
Standing by
All
for
Nippon
pushback.
19 Heavy.
Cockpit to ground.
Go
All
ahead.
aircraft be advised information
You're cleared for
Quebec
start
now
and
current
push. Parking brake set.
QNH1022.
Okay. Cleared for push start. Please release parking brake.
Alpha Wing 653, at stand 67, request pushback and engine start.
Parking brakes are released.
Alpha Wing
Commencing
653,
pushback. You can
Tokyo
start
ground,
the engines in
pushback
sequence.
and engine start
It will
approved.
start in the sequence.
Face northeast. Pushback approved, face northeast, Alpha Wing 653. China Eastern 576 Heavy, contact Tokyo Tower 126.2, have a good day.
Over to Tower 126.2, China Eastern 576 Heavy.
All Nippon 59 Heavy, stand 67, request pushback and engine start. All Nippon 59 Heavy, Tokyo ground, hold position for traffic. I'll call you back. Hold position for traffic, all Nippon 59 Heavy. Alpha Wing 653,
Okay, pushback
request
completed.
taxi.
Please set your parking brake.
Alpha Wing 653, Runway
Parking
34
brake
right taxi via Echo,
Parking brake
Charlie.
set. Lowering aircraft.
Runway 34 right taxi via Echo, Charlie. Alpha Wing 653.
Okay, sir. Clear to disconnect. Pin has been removed.
All
See you
Nippon
at the
19
side.
Heavy.
Have a good
Contact
flight.
Tokyo Tower
Holding position
126.2.
waiting for the visual. Thank you and goodbye.
Contact Tower 126.2, all Nippon 19 Heavy.
All Nippon 59 Heavy. Tokyo ground. Pushback approved. Face northeast.
Pushback approved. Face northeast. All Nippon 59 Heavy.
New Sky 92. Gate 53 taxi via Alpha. Whiskey. Juliet. Echo.
Gate 53 taxi via Alpha.
Japan Air 279 on our way to Izumo Airport.
Japan Air 279, Tokyo delivery. Expect runway 34 right, Gusrow 1 departure. Squawk 0655.
Gusrow 1 departure. Squawk 0655. Japan Air 279.
Japan Air 279, read back correct. Contact ground 121.7 when ready for pushback or engine start.
Ground 121.7 when ready. Japan Air 279. Have a good day. Japan Air 313 Heavy, ready for IF or clearance to Fukuoka Airport.
Japan Air 313 Heavy, Tokyo delivery. Expect runway 34 right, Gusrow 1 departure. Squawk 5103.
Gusrow 1 departure. Squawk 5103. Japan Air 313 Heavy.
Japan Air 313 Heavy, read back correct. Contact ground 121.7 when ready for push or start.
Ground 121.7 when ready for pushback or engine start. Japan Air 313 Heavy.
Wind 008 at 6.
Rapid 1 taxi via Alpha, Whiskey, Juliet, Echo, Romeo, Alpha Wing 620. Japan Air 279,
Testing one.
request taxi to the active.
Japan Air 279. Runway 34 right taxi via Whiskey. Golf. Charlie.
Runway
Wind
34 right taxi
008
via
at
Whiskey,
6.
Golf, Charlie, Japan Air 279.
United 107 Heavy, request taxi to runway.
United 107 Heavy. Runway 34 right taxi via Romeo. Echo. Charlie.
Runway 34 right taxi via Romeo, Echo, Charlie, United 107 Heavy.
All Nippon 59 Heavy. Contact Tokyo Tower 126.2.
Contact tower 126.2, all Nippon 59 Heavy.
Japan Air 313 Heavy, request taxi.
Japan Air 313 Heavy. Runway 34 right taxi via Whiskey. Golf. Charlie.
Wind
Runway 34 right taxi
008
via
at
Whiskey,
6.
Golf, Charlie, Japan Air 313 Heavy.
Japan Air 313 Heavy. Hold position for company traffic.
I'll call you back. Hold position, Japan Air 313 Heavy.
Japan Air 313 Heavy, continue taxi.
Continue taxi, Japan Air 313 Heavy.
Japan Air 304 Heavy, Gate 13 taxi via Alpha, Whiskey. Gate 13 taxi via Alpha, Whiskey, Japan Air 304 Heavy.
Wind 008 at 6.
Japan Air 279, hold position for company traffic.
Hold position, Japan Air 279.
Japan Air 279, continue taxi.
Continue taxi, Japan Air 279. Air Japan 869 Heavy, stand 108, request pushback and engine start.
Air Japan 869 Heavy, Tokyo ground, pushback and engine start approved. Face southeast.
Pushback approved, face southeast, Air Japan 869 Heavy.
Wind 008 at 6.
Japan Air 23 Heavy, cross runway 34 left at Lima 4. Continue taxi via Lima, Alpha, Whiskey, Golf, Charlie. Cross runway 34 left at Lima 4. Continue taxi via Lima, Alpha, Whiskey, Golf, Charlie.
Wind
Japan Air
008
23
at
Heavy.
6.
Alpha Wing 602, Ramp 800 taxi via Alpha, Whiskey, Juliet, Echo, Romeo. Ramp 800 taxi via Alpha, Whiskey, Juliet, Echo, Romeo, Alpha Wing 602.
Air Japan 869 Heavy, taxi for departure.
Air Japan 869 Heavy, runway 34 right taxi via Victor, Papa, Lima, Alpha, Whiskey, Golf, Charlie. Hold short runway 34 left.
Runway 34 right taxi via Victor, Papa, Lima, Alpha, Whiskey, Golf, Charlie. Hold short runway 34 left, Air Japan 869 Heavy.
Japan Air 313 Heavy, contact Tokyo Tower 126.2.
Wind 008
Contact
at
Tower
6.
126.2, Japan Air 313 Heavy.
Japan Air 279, contact Tokyo Tower 126.2.
Contact Tower 126.2, Japan Air 279, bye-bye.
Japan Air 43 Heavy, cross runway 34 left at Lima 4. Continue taxi via Lima, Alpha, Whiskey, Golf, Charlie.
Cross runway 34 left at Lima 4. Continue taxi via Lima, Alpha, Whiskey, Golf, Charlie, Japan Air 43 Heavy.
Japan Air 455 Heavy at ramp 342, request pushback.
Japan Air 455 Heavy, Tokyo ground, pushback approved. Face southeast.
Pushback approved, face southeast, Japan Air
Wind
455 Heavy.
008 at 6.
Air Japan 869 Heavy, cross runway 34 left at Lima 4. Continue taxi via Lima, Alpha, Whiskey, Golf, Charlie.
Cross runway 34 left at Lima 4. Continue taxi via Lima, Alpha, Whiskey, Golf, Charlie, Air Japan 869 Heavy. Japan Air 433, ramp 39er, request pushback and engine start.
Japan Air 433, Tokyo ground, pushback approved. Face southeast.
Pushback and engine start approved, face southeast, Japan Air 433.
United 107 Heavy, contact Tokyo
Wind
Tower
008 at
126.2.
6.
Over to Tower 126.2, United 107 Heavy.
Tokyo Tower, Alpha Wing 634, ILS Zulu runway 34 left.
Alpha Wing 634, Tokyo Tower, wind 060 at 4 runway 34 left cleared to land.
Runway 34 left cleared to land, Alpha Wing 634.
Japan Air 279, contact Tokyo departure 127.6. Contact Tokyo departure 127.6, Japan Air 279. All aircraft be advised information Romeo now current, QNH 1022. Tokyo Tower, All Nippon 384 Heavy, ILS Zulu runway 34 left. All Nippon 384 Heavy, Tokyo Tower, wind 060 at 4 runway 34 left cleared to land. Runway 34 left cleared to land, All Nippon 384 Heavy.
United 107 Heavy, request departure.
United 107 Heavy, Tokyo Tower, wind 060 at 4 runway 34 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 34 right, cleared for takeoff, United 107 Heavy.
Japan Air 23 Heavy, holding short, runway 34 right.
Japan Air 23 Heavy, hold short of 34 right, departing traffic.
Roger, hold short of 34 right, Japan Air 23 Heavy.
Japan Air 23 Heavy, runway 34 right, line up and wait.
Line up and wait, runway 34 right, Japan Air 23 Heavy.
V1.
Tokyo Tower, Japan Air 900 Heavy, ILS Zulu runway 34 left.
Japan Air 900 Heavy, Tokyo Tower, continue.
Wilco, Japan Air 900 Heavy.
Alpha Wing 634, exit right at Alpha 8.
Exit right at Alpha 8, Alpha Wing 634.
Japan Air 23 Heavy, Tokyo Tower, wind 060 at 4 runway 34 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 34 right, cleared for takeoff, Japan Air 23 Heavy.
United 107 Heavy, contact Tokyo departure 127.6.
Contact Tokyo departure 127.6, United 107 Heavy. Tokyo, United 107 Heavy, 3,300 feet.
United 107 Heavy, Tokyo departure, identified, climb to flight level 160.
Climb to flight level 160, United 107 Heavy.
All Nippon 244 Heavy, 6 miles from Arlon, turn right, heading 005, maintain 5,000 feet until established, cleared ILS Zulu runway 34 left.
Turn right, heading 005, 5,000 feet until established, cleared ILS Zulu runway 34 left, all Nippon 244 Heavy.
Tokyo, Japan Air 23 Heavy, 1,400 feet. Japan Air 23 Heavy, Tokyo departure, good day, identified, climb to flight level 190. Climb to flight level 190, Japan Air 23 Heavy. Japan Air 254 Heavy, contact Tokyo Tower 126.2.
Over to Tower 126.2, Japan Air 254 Heavy.
Japan Air 279, contact Tokyo Control 119.35.
Contact Tokyo Control 119.35, Japan Air 279. Tokyo, Japan Air 43 Heavy, good day, 800 feet.
Japan Air 43 Heavy, Tokyo departure, identified, climb to flight level 150.
Climb to flight level 150, Japan Air 43 Heavy.
All Nippon 404 Heavy, cleared direct cream, cross cream at or above 4,000 feet, cleared ILS Zulu runway tree 4 right. Cleared direct cream, cross cream at or above 4,000 feet, cleared ILS Zulu runway tree 4 right, all Nippon 404 Heavy.
Tokyo, Air Japan 869 Heavy, 1,600 feet.
Air Japan 869 Heavy, Tokyo departure, identified, climb to flight level 190.
Climb to flight level 190 Air Japan 869 Heavy.
All Nippon 244 Heavy, contact Tokyo Tower 126.2.
Contact Tower 126.2, all Nippon 244 Heavy, bye-bye.
United 107 Heavy, contact Tokyo Control 119.35.
Contact Tokyo Control 119.35. United 107 Heavy. Tokyo Control, United 107 Heavy, through flight level 146 for flight level 160.
United 107 Heavy, Tokyo Control, radar contact, climb to flight level 320.
Climb to flight level 320, United 107 Heavy.
All Nippon 59 Heavy, contact Tokyo Control 124.1.
Contact Tokyo Control 124.1, all Nippon 59 Heavy.
Tokyo Control, Orange Liner 507, good day, flight level 172. Orange Liner 507, Tokyo Control, good day, radar contact, climb to flight level 320. Climb to flight level 320, Orange Liner 507. United 107 Heavy, contact Tokyo Control 134.15, bye-bye.
Contact Tokyo Control 134.15, United 107 Heavy, bye-bye. Tokyo Control, United 107 Heavy, good day. Through flight level 203 for flight level 320.